Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. Afternoon, in fact. We are very delighted to gather here for the inauguration of the STPI Kohima facility by Honorable Minister of State, Electronics and Information Technology, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Sri Rajeev Chandrasekhar ji, accompanied by Honorable MLA and Advisor, Information Technology and Communications, Science and Technology, and NRE, Government of Nagaland, Sri Monlungu Kikon ji. We are extremely grateful to you, Sri Rajeev Chandrasekhar ji, for taking all the trouble to be physically present in Kohima to do the inauguration, in spite of your very busy schedule and pandemic difficulties. It shows how much importance you give in development of IT activities in Northeast and making Kohima an IT destination. Your physical presence will give a boost to the endeavors of STPI and Government of Nagaland in a big way. We welcome you to the event from the core of your heart. Nagaland in recent times have been stimulated for growth in ITES sector. The force behind this is Sri Monlungu Kikon ji. We are indeed indebted to you for your patronization and guidance. We very sincerely extend you warm welcome to the event, sir. Our initiative in Kohima has been long nurtured by Sri K.D. Vijo, Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister, Power and IT and C Communication, Government of Nagaland. He has been our friend, philosopher and guide. We seek your sustained support in taking things forward. We welcome Sri K.D. Vijo. We have with us Sri Prabir Kumar, Director, DITC also, and he has always been our problem solver in implementing the scheme. Thank you so much for your support, and we welcome you to the event. I welcome all stakeholders, participants, and well-wishers to the event who have joined us in this auspicious occasion. Let me now share with you a very brief overview of STPI and what we intend to achieve in Kohima. So, STPI, basically STPI has the objectives to promote the development of export of software and software services, including information technology enabled services and bio-IT, to provide statutory and other promotional services to the exporters by implementing software technology park scheme as well as electronics and hardware technology park scheme and other such schemes which may be formulated and entrusted to STPI by government from time to time. To provide data communication services, including value-added services to IT-enabled service units, to promote micro, small and medium entrepreneurs by creating conducive environment for entrepreneurship in the field of IT and ITES. The key benefits being under the STP and STP schemes, being registered with the scheme is you get a single window clearance scheme. STP and EHTP units can set up anywhere in India irrespective of special economic zone or not. 100% foreign equity is permitted. Exemption from payment of customs duty, integrated tax and compensation sales, or imported capital goods is provided. Refund of GST paid on procurement of capital goods is also given. Import of second-hand capital goods is also allowed, which is otherwise restricted due to environmental reasons. DTA sales are also permitted. The units registered with STPI did not only do export, they are allowed domestic sale as well. STPI as of now has 9 directorates, and under which we already had 60 centers, and today this will be the 61st center which will be inaugurated by our Honorable Minister. So out of these 60 centers, 52 centers are in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. That's one remarkable thing, achievement of STPI. If you look at the total export scenario of STPI from the country, The last recorded figure has been 4,92,000 crores, which is $66.4 billion. And that is more than 50% of the country's total export in the sector. Now, some of the schemes that has been entrusted to STPI recently by the ministry are BPO promotion scheme. It is an initiative under Digital India program implemented by STPI for driving job opportunities for the local youth and in small and mufusal towns, and attracting investment for holistic development. Total 53,000 seats have been provided. Out of that, 3,500 seats have been allotted in Northeast only, with a budget outlay of 543 crores, and already priority gap funding has been given to a lot of units. So under the scheme, 50% expenditure incurred towards the capital expenditure in CapEx or in OpEx is reimbursed to the units selected. And special incentives like local entrepreneurship, women employment, and employment of specially disabled persons are also included in the scheme. The next thing which has been entrusted to STPI to roll out is Center of Entrepreneurship, and STPI is enabling a 360-degree support ecosystem in the form of infrastructure, hardware and software, labs, knowledge, handholding, funding and investment opportunities, mentoring and networking to nurture innovative startups in emerging technologies and make India a product nation. So already one such center has been announced for Kohima as well. The next scheme that has been entrusted to STPI is the Next Generation Incubation Scheme. 12 locations have been earmarked, out of that 2 are for the Northeast. Already 12 challenges, hackathons have been completed, and 300 IT, ITES and ESDM units have been selected. It is a pan-India rollout program with a budgeted outlay of 95.03 crore. Under these schemes, the objectives are to identify startups working towards solutions, software products for futuristic problems, solutions, emerging ICT technology, societal problems. To support identified startups by enabling required world-class ecosystem to provide challenges, internship grants, and also to create IT and software product unicorns for generation of wealth and employment in the country. Coming down to the Northeast scenario, STPI Guwahati Center is now managing 8 centers in the Northeast, out of which Center Itanagar is yet to be formally declared. And then West Bengal jurisdiction has 5 centers, including Kolkata Center, under the Guwahati jurisdiction. STPI Guwahati Directorate has warranted the growth of software exports from Northeast region and West Bengal and generated employment and entrepreneurship opportunities by buoying the economic progress of the nation. In financial year 2021, STPI registered units under the STPI Guwahati Directorate has done an export of 7,433 crores. In the Northeast, the Center of Excellence, a very special scheme for Center of Entrepreneurship has been announced in the form of Octane. Octane centers will be set up in each and every state headquarters of the Northeast. So 8 such Center of Entrepreneurships will come. The objectives primarily are to incubate startups in new and emerging technologies, to provide a robust platform for startups, and to create employment opportunities, to develop tinkering and innovation culture, because along with the Center of Entrepreneurship, the scheme includes a startup innovation zone, which will be kind of a maker's lab or tinkering lab kind of a situation to develop the pre-startup entrepreneurs. And also, all these locations will have a facilitation center for e-commerce. And this is not only for the IT units, it is for everybody. Somebody working in handicraft, handloom and other things, agriculture, can also take advantage of this center to do e-commerce activities on their own to develop their sites, connect to payment systems, and do marketing, digital marketing. All supports will be provided by the e-commerce centers. Now we come back to the scheme particulars. In this Octane scheme, the previous slide please, in the Octane scheme, we have 3 stages of incubation: the ideation, the prototyping, and the marketing stage. And each of the 3 stages, fund has been allocated to be provided to the selected units in the form of seed fund, and up to the extent of 25 lakhs, total funding will be done to the selected units. Next, Octane, as I have said, all the 8 locations will have the presence. Now, if we go to the specific focus areas of these locations, Itanagar will have GIS application and drone technology as focus. Kohima will have IT applications in graphic design, and in graphic design, Imphal will have AR, VR, augmented reality, and virtual reality as focus domain. In Aizawl, in Mizoram, we'll have gaming and entertainment. Then Agartala will have data analytics and AI applications. Shillong in Meghalaya will have animation. Gangtok in Sikkim will have IT applications in healthcare as well as agri-tech. And Guwahati will focus on IoT application in agriculture and allied sectors. So talking about STPI facility in Kohima, STPI Kohima Center with 18,137 square feet space given to STPI by the state government is a step forward to facilitate and support the dynamic entrepreneurs of the region to explore global opportunity with following goals: to promote the region as one of the preferred IT destination and attract IT, ITS, ESDM units to the state, to promote the export of IT software and services from the region, thus contributing to the global gross national exports, to provide statutory services under software technology scheme, park scheme, as well as EHTP scheme, to provide state-of-the-art incubation facility, high-speed data communication facility, and web-enabled services to encourage innovation, creation of IPR and product development, mentoring and promotional support, offer a vibrant ecosystem to create maker culture, and stimulate to create direct and indirect employment opportunities. STPI Kohima Center will have all the services of STPI available for the local entrepreneurs of the state. Ready-to-use incubation space is available for startups, aspiring entrepreneurs, other multinational companies as per their requirements. In addition, the following facilities will also be available: ready-to-use internet bandwidth, centralized air conditioning, incubation, cross-space, uninterrupted power supply, standby generator set for power reliability, 24/7 security services, surveillance systems, intercom facilities, local area networks, fire alarms, and power substation, etc. STPI Kohima Center is envisaging to host a center of entrepreneurship in IT applications in graphic design, where startups, students, and innovators can utilize the facility for research and development of new innovative solutions. You will be happy to learn that total 17 numbers of completed applications have been received in the Open Excellence program recently launched for selection of startups under Center of Excellence in IT applications in graphic design in Kohima. Presently, selection process is on, and we expect at least 8 to 10 units will be there. Facility development work has also been entrusted to an agency, government agency, NPCC Limited, and the setup is expected to be completed by December 2021. So, Center of Excellence will start functioning. Glimpse of the infrastructure through a small video. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Most highly respected Sri Rajeev Chandrasekhar Ji, Honorable Union Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, respected Honorable Advisor ITNC, Science and Technology and NRE, Director STPI, Guwahati, Additional Director STPI Guwahati, officials from state government, entrepreneurs, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matter of great joy for the Department of IT&C and the Government of Nagaland to have our most highly respected Honorable Union Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to come all the way to the remote state of Nagaland to inaugurate the Software Technology Park of India. Way back in the year 2015, the Director General STPI, New Delhi, came to Nagaland to participate in our yearly Inaugurates Summit. And during that summit, an MOU was signed to set up the Software Technology Park of India at Kohima. Knowing the huge potential of STPI, the Department of IT&C had given almost 40% of our new building infrastructure to STPI, and it was made ready for commissioning long time back. But due to COVID-19 pandemic and other reasons, the inauguration was delayed. It may be worth it to know that the state of Nagaland is one of the first states in the northeastern region to use e-governance vehicle to take the state forward, and most of the IT basic infrastructures are now in place, and we are slowly getting ready to embrace our IT culture in a big way. Our biggest strength is the availability of large IT savvy youths who are willing to compete with the rest of the world, and they're just waiting for infrastructure like STPI to enable them to build their competencies, enable strong industries and academia linkage in IT-enabled services, and promote the ecosystem for entrepreneurship and technological innovations to make Nagaland an IT attractive destination. Respected Honorable Sir, we assure you that the moment the STPI is commissioned, the whole capacity of the STPI unit at Kohima will be utilized in no time. And very soon, we will be again approaching you to expand the existing STPI infrastructure. We are hopeful that after seeing one of the best STPI infrastructure in the northeastern region, you will not hesitate to add more infrastructure to a place where the people, both young and old, had a passion to take the state of Nagaland to the next higher level through extensive use of IT platforms. By the grace of the Almighty God, Nagaland has been awarded the best performing state in northeastern region in the field of IT and e-governance by the Computers of Society of India in the year 2015-16. It has also been given the Enterprise Application Award in Northeast Tech Sabha by Indian Express Group in 2018, and in the year 2019, the National E-Governance Service Delivery Assessment conducted by the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievance, Government of India, New Delhi, had declared the state of Nagaland as the top among the northeastern states in the field of e-governance. And now, with the commissioning of this STPI facilities at Kohima, the day may not be very far for the state of Nagaland to be rated as one of the best STPI in the country. The Department of Information Technology and Communication is now playing a key role in transforming the state of Nagaland into a modern state by way of improving transparency, efficiency, ensuring cost-effective public service delivery to citizens. The state is witnessing a paradigm shift in governance and all other spheres of life, and information technology and electronic media is enabling a knowledge-led economy in the state. The world is now looking up to India to drive global economic growth, and India is looking towards the east to open eastern corridor towards Southeast Asia to promote economic growth. The Department of IT&C is fully aware that it is the right time to take the state of Nagaland to the next higher level and make the state of Nagaland the land of e-governance through extensive use of e-governance and ICT-based technologies. The main aim of the Department of IT&C is to make Nagaland a leader in IT sector and be a major software exporter in Southeast Asian region by actively engaging IT-savvy youths in a meaningful IT and e-governance related activities. Towards this end, the Department of IT&C had even gone to the extent of signing an MOU with e-governance of Academy of Estonia, which is one of the top-ranking country in e-governance sector during the 4th Inaugurates Summit in 2018. This MOU was meant to strengthen bilateral technical cooperation and knowledge sharing in the field of information technology and e-governance, and the outcome is very encouraging. Most highly respected Honorable Sir, with your esteemed visit to the state of Nagaland, we are greatly encouraged and we are now confident that with the unwavering support of the Government of India, we will be able to achieve our vision of making the state of Nagaland the next IT hub of Southeast Asia in the earliest possible time. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request...
A very good afternoon to all of you. I am honored and privileged to have my colleague in the party, my friend, and also the Honorable Union Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Electronics and Information Technology in Kohima today. I am also happy that the STPI team Guwahati, led by Sri P.K. Das, who has been associated with us for some time now, is here in this very important program to inaugurate the STPI facility at Kohima. I would like to, as the advisor IT, warmly welcome you to Nagaland, and we are honored by your presence in many ways. Today, the entire nation is celebrating the birthday of our Honorable Prime Minister, and we are very happy that he has sent his able member in the cabinet, in the ministry, to be with us on this important day. And therefore, we are, while celebrating the inauguration of the STPI facility, we are also blessed with that auspicious occasion that the entire country is celebrating. I would like to start by saying that his visit has also brought together the various agencies of the IT ministry in Nagaland itself. I am seeing officials from NIT, INIC, NILIT in our midst, besides STPI, because STPI is the main organizer for this event. And I would wish that in the days to come, there should be more meetings, more coordination, so that we, as the backbone of not only e-governance but IT-related services, work together to ensure the dream of not only the government of Nagaland, but also the vision of our Prime Minister. The government of Nagaland has invested silently a lot of energy and resources for IT department in the state of Nagaland. STPI Director, Northeast and West Bengal, Sri P.K. Das has pointed out the importance of this facility. And he has also mentioned relevant incentives and support for our entrepreneurs through the STPI program. It is not just giving grants, it is not just identifying our entrepreneurs who are competent, who are capable, who fulfills the criteria of taking forward their entrepreneurial dream. The government of India is also hand-holding them through mentorship. So this is a unique program which connects the vision towards not just the implementation but towards achieving success in the program that will be selected among the proposals by various entrepreneurs. It's a very exciting, interesting and relevant program. We are happy that this dream of ours has come here today. I remember meeting the Honorable Union Minister for IT and Railways, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, when he was PS to Honorable Union, he had retired, he was no longer the Prime Minister, but he was still the PS to Vajpayee. And that time he gave me a copy, I'm not sure, it was by UNESCO, I think, on the communitization project in London, in Delhi when we visited his office. So if I remember that incident, and today him being at the helm of affair, I feel that he knows, he had come to Nagaland, sent by the Prime Minister. He had given me that book also, saying that I have read this, you kindly read this for me, on the communitization project. Today he is the Minister of Railways and IT. Someone who knows about our state in and out is there at the helm of affairs. There is also the other excitement with Rajeev ji at the ministry. He has been instrumental through the initiative of YouthNet in Nagaland for supporting, encouraging and also financing entrepreneurs from here selected through a very rigorous process conducted by him. And I feel that today STPI is taking that forward to another level. I was told that those who get selected, those ideas and also the entrepreneurs whose ideas get selected will not only be given a grant, it's not a loan, it's a grant, on the strength and merit of their ideas. We'll also get in the future, if it is successful, will be introduced to venture capitalists, angel investors, which will take them forward. So this is an exciting program, but the most exciting thing is that our Union Minister is hands-on. There is a connect for a change between the state government and the central government. Towards this end, the government of Nagaland, under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister D. Furio, has envisioned to create 5,000 IT, ITES and IT related jobs in the next 2 years for the state of Nagaland in collaboration and active participation of the Union Ministry. And this I am saying in the presence of our Honorable Union Minister. So this is something of a silent revolution. Our people demand roads, good health services, good educational services. But today, due to the change scenario enforced by the COVID situation and the pandemic, we are now looking at online classes. We are now looking at working at home. But all this requires the internet facility. I would like to keep it simple. There are people who blame the telecom sector for, there are many stories which were covered by national media also of how, school children are trying their best to access the internet. Some have to climb the top of the mountain. That is or was the reality. Today, with the help of our Union Minister and the Ministry, STPI IT department will create an ecosystem where internet will be given to every nook and corner of Nagaland. As stated by our Principal Secretary, Nagaland ranks on the top in the Northeast for having a very vibrant IT ecosystem. And to actually power it to further develop the state, we will be, because we are a sensitive government, because the Prime Minister hears the cries of the people, because our Chief Minister listens to the cries of the people. This silent revolution, which is not appreciated because it's not directly visible like roads or other facilities, has been going on, will continue, but it will determine the future of the state of Nagaland. And this is not being done by the government of Nagaland alone, but in active collaboration with the Union Ministry. And our Prime Minister is keenly aware, and therefore he has sent his minister here today. Because of the COVID pandemic, we have not been able to inaugurate this STPI, but it has been functioning, it has been preparing itself for this launch under the able guidance of Sri P.K. Das, who has his heart in Nagaland as well. Therefore, all stars have aligned to help the Naga youth and Naga entrepreneurs who want to work hard, who want to shine for the state through this program. Instead of working everywhere in the country or abroad, today, anybody who wants to initiate a startup will be supported by them. We have the necessary infrastructure. We are also not only thinking of supporting them, we are thinking of creating. In fact, we have put in a motion to create 5,000 IT, ITES and IT related jobs inside the state of Nagaland. This is the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister, which I want to declare today, in the next 2 years. But this will be done, as I have said, in collaboration with the Union Minister, Rajeev ji personally, and also his ministry. So this is something which is new, which has not been expected, but always expect the unexpected from our government. The other point I want to mention is that, yes, we are going to sing the song God Bless Nagaland, but I feel that through this program, God is already blessing Nagaland. We are looking at the challenges and the problems that we face in a state like small state like Nagaland. But the government is also looking at what kind of solutions we will bring to address those challenges and problems. And instead of just crying in the wilderness, we are gathering the active, brilliant, concerned minds who love our state and our people to work selflessly for this thing, so that we don't become or we don't remain stagnant, but we grow from here, from being a state which has the highest number of unemployment and the highest number of government jobs per capita. We want to take it forward from that level to a state which will create jobs through IT, ITES and IT related activities. So that is the vision for the state of Nagaland. To the Union Minister, I want to request a few support which is required. Number one, when we have various agencies. Today, STPI, the IT department, because it is a government department, it is a department which works directly under the Ministry of IT. We also want to ensure that all the IT ministry related agencies in Nagaland, like MEITI, like NILIT, like NIC, collaborates, coordinates and also cooperates with the IT department in the days to come. This has not been seen. Is it because we have been aloof? Is it because we don't want to work together? Is it because there is no space for convergence or discussion? Those are the questions I would like to ask all of us. But I would like to request that that be promoted. Number one, as discussed earlier, all NILIT courses should be relevant to our unemployed, educated unemployed youths and those who are seeking education. So this can be done at the ministry level. We request that a program be developed to ensure that even though we cannot give, because we are not telecom ministry, many people complain thinking that IT department is responsible for failure to provide internet services in the rural areas. We are not responsible. This is not the department, this is the telecom department. But we will not complain or blame anybody. We want to provide a solution to that problem. Because now online classes are the new normal. Therefore, I request our Honorable Union Minister, who is also a successful entrepreneur himself, to kindly come up with a solution to address this internet service problem, not the network problem. So if we can provide internet service in every nook and corner of Nagaland, I think that would be a great achievement in this day and age for the state of Nagaland and also for the country. So that is another point I would like to request you. The third and the final request I want to make is that we, as our Principal Secretary has said, we want to make Nagaland the IT hub of Northeast and the gateway of Northeast. Integrated into the larger vision of our Honorable Prime Minister called Act East policy. I would like to remind you that our Prime Minister in 2014 December 1 came to Nagaland and announced and coined the word Act East policy. It was in Nagaland. To integrate our program into that, we want this state to become the IT hub of Northeast and also Southeast Asia. To do that, we will need your active support, hand-holding and blessing. And I would also like to add that a vision like that can only be achieved by two partners. I am very happy, delighted and excited that today we have somebody at the helm of affairs who, upon taking charge, has started visiting all the states in the Northeast. Has also understood, and not only understood, but is coming up with solutions to some of the policy disconnect that we have had in the past. And that is essential and necessary for the growth and development of our country. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, and all our entrepreneur friends who are here, think of today as the day our state will change, as the day the future of Nagaland will change, because today we are exposing the silent revolution started by our Prime Minister, who has come to Nagaland on the first year of his election as Prime Minister. In the last 10 years before that, Honorable former Prime Minister Shri Manmohan Singh in his 10 years as Prime Minister has never visited Nagaland even once. We are paying because some of the projects that Vajpayee ji pronounced in Nagaland was fulfilled or has been started only in 2014 after Narendra Modi ji came to power. So with that, I want to announce that this is the heralding and the declaration of the silent revolution that our Prime Minister has started even in Nagaland, and we assure the Naga public and the Naga citizen that we are committed towards providing solution to all the problems. We seek your cooperation because we must work together for the development of the state of Nagaland, because only when Nagaland develops, India will also grow and develop. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Adding more and more capacities and capabilities to its existing strengths while endeavoring to be the global leader in the area of electronics and IT, matching the pace with the latest technological advancements.
To Dreamlang Nilet Extension Center, which has been constructed under NECB project sponsored by my team.
I assure you that this is not taking time off. This is an important responsibility. I consider this a very, very important part of my responsibility of traveling around the country, seeing and interacting with the beneficiaries of our programs, seeing what we can do better, see if the outcomes that we have expected from these schemes and programs and investments are working to the effect that they should, and if they don't, can we correct them. So, as Mr. Kikon said, this is my first time out from my office in Delhi, officially, on an official trip, and I chose the Northeast for many reasons. Primarily the fact that our Honorable Prime Minister considers this an important priority. Secondly, I have some history with the Northeast, both in terms of encouraging entrepreneurship and the fact that I spent some time here when I was a child. You know, the word vision is used reasonably loosely and more so by politicians. It's a kind of an easy phrase. But I can assure you that behind the strategy that MeitY is rolling out and has rolled out in the last 5 years, 6 years in the Northeast, there is a method. And that is why I don't consider this visit as a visit to inaugurate. I could have done this inauguration from Delhi with today's technology. I could have just got behind a terminal and you would have been here, I would have been there, we would have exchanged some pleasantries and I would have pressed the button and we would have inaugurated it and that would be the end of that. But that is not the reason I am traveling through the Northeast, inaugurating the NILETs, inaugurating the STPIs, and real change and deepening the technology ecosystem in this region and deepening the extent and quality of opportunities that come from that ecosystem. So far for the last 6 years there has been a two-pronged strategy. And I understand some of you are entrepreneurs and you will understand this a little better in terms of strategy and so on. The two-pronged strategy thus far has been build the capacity in terms of skills. So we have built this network of NILETs all around the Northeast, including one today in Chuchuyinglang. And the objective is to take the delivery of skills, delivery of knowledge, delivery of expertise closer to the communities that will use them. And that is working well today. As you can see, a large number of youngsters are getting trained in these NILETs. As a matter of fact, let me share something with you. Yesterday when I was in Manipur, I was interacting with the students and I asked the students, what do you think we can do more in NILET? And he said, young gentleman stood up and he said, no, you're doing too many short-term courses and you're doing too many foundational courses. We want something more deeper. We want longer-term programs. Which means to me that already the appetite for learning more and aligning that learning to the opportunities that exist outside is already happening. That in itself, in my opinion, is a big win for NILET and is making the impact that NILET was supposed to make. The second leg of that, second prong of that strategy is the STPI, the entrepreneurship part. The STPI and the seed funding part, which is you train, you get skilled, you build aspirations, you aspire to do something of your own, and the STPI is a platform where you can take those aspirations, experiment, make, some will be successful, some will fail, but you can stand up and get up again and try again, reskill, upskill. So these two strategies have been in place and have been working effectively. The STPI Kohima is part of that second prong of creating opportunities for people to now start their micro-entrepreneurship business, etc., etc. So that is the second strategy, prong of strategy. There is a third prong of that strategy, which is what, to some extent, Mr. Kikon and Mr. Vizo refer to, which is where we are now focused on, which is the prong that brings jobs and opportunities outside of entrepreneurship. Large projects connecting the skilled talent, connecting experienced entrepreneurs to these large IT companies who have large projects. That is the third prong. And I can assure you that over the next 6 to 8 months, you will see that third prong play out. We will see, and I will explain that in a little bit more detail down the road, that we will see some new ideas and new concepts that are more relevant in the post-COVID world play itself out in the Northeast regions, and indeed many tier 2 cities that have been for many years fighting for a share of the IT prosperity and the IT opportunity. to the point that Mon made about cooperation. And I can say this because most of the MATI team members are here from NIC, NILET and STPI. I will encourage all of you to work closely with the state administration and state governments. This is just a simple common sense logic, because if you want to create the outcomes of opportunities, jobs and talent, there is no way we can do this from Delhi. We have to work together with the state governments. And I would encourage you to monthly meet with the Ministry and Department of IT here and develop on a rolling strategy on that. And I hope Mon, you in your department can take the initiative and invite my teammates to these monthly meetings. I would make a couple of other points here. I would encourage STPI to be not very hard-coded about with the STPI Kohima center being only for graphics. I think it's good to have this as a center of excellence, but if there is any entrepreneur who has an entrepreneurial idea in technology, this center should be able to incubate that. So while the core focus on graphics is a good idea, but don't let that exclude other ideas we want to incubate here. This is just a piece of suggestion from me to. I will also suggest the other thing to the state government, which is I encourage you to build a network using the STPI and NILET with the other educational institutions of the state. In my opinion, in the next 6 to 8 months, if we have to make your vision and dream of the Honorable Chief Minister and Mon yourself of creating more jobs and opportunities in Nagaland a reality, we need a much more robust and much more interconnected network of institutions at the center of which can be NILET, STPI and other agencies. But if we can bring and organize all of the other universities and colleges as part of a larger network, it becomes easier then for the youth and the children to be aware of these programs at the college and school level and transition very smoothly at that stage itself, as opposed to being independently aware of NILET. This is something that I saw in my travels in Manipur, that the awareness of this opportunity was limited in the schools and colleges. So that's something the state government can take care of. I will end with a slightly, give you a perspective of why all this sudden josh. Why is it that I'm coming here and saying, get trained, use the STPI? Why suddenly? Why was this not done 1 year ago? Why is this not waiting for another 1 year? And I'll explain to you why. All of us have just come out of the most horrendous 18 months of COVID. And we've all gone through our personal challenges, our communities have gone through it, our states, our country has gone through it, the world has gone through it. But there is an interesting development that is happening post-COVID. That is very important for anybody remotely linked and associated to technology to be aware of. There is a tectonic shift in the demand for technology around the world. The pace of digitalization around the world is gone through the roof. One of the sectors in India that has come through COVID growing at double-digit rates has been IT. The IT sector in India has, in this financial year alone, between April and October, added 5 lakh new jobs. The electronics manufacturing sector has added 3 lakh new jobs, electronics manufacturing and maintenance, which is servicing and so on and so forth. I say this to you because I want to draw your attention to the fact that the global demand for technology will create a huge opportunity, has created a huge opportunity for India and Indian companies and Indian entrepreneurs. This is the Y2K moment of 2000. The digitization demand of the world means India can be and should be and will be and must be the preeminent deliverer of technology products and services to the world. And one of the key requirements of that vision becoming true is talent and people. Currently, I'll just share an anecdotal story with you that 2 of the leading IT companies in India today have gone and hired over 4,000 engineers from Canada because the shortages in India. And it is in that context that we are talking about the opportunity for the youth in the Northeast to make themselves aware of this opportunity, use the STPI, use the NILATE, and build for themselves opportunities going forward. I came here, as Mr. Kikon mentioned, I came here many years ago and as part of a YouthNet invited program to talk about entrepreneurship. And I went away, I came here with no friends, I went away having made a few friends. And I went away with this firm belief that there is a strong spirit of entrepreneurship in the Northeast that needed to be catalyzed, that needed to be woken up. I think with these investments that the government of India has made, these significant opportunities that now exist in the world and in India, I think it is time for this entrepreneurship to be truly not just catalyzed, but to become something significant and alter the entire trajectory and direction of the Nagaland economy in particular and the Northeast economies in general. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you. Jai Hind.